some counties that are so peaceful, Mr. Chair. Yet there are some certain counties that have this kind of goods. You know, a number of these counties, I don't want to use my county as an example, but if you look at my county, anybody goes, leaders go together with their opponents, they go to the same meeting, they talk, they leave. Not a day that somebody organizes anything. You know, you don't have to prepare to go to Elgeyo Marakwet. And I must appreciate all the leaders that come from that county. But they have a budget to go and visit your own constituency or to your own county for some people to escort you. For long, they tax you the other one, and we bring the country into some good level of order. To Nairobi, and then come here to beg to build classes and police stations and police. If there is a better model of decentralized resources in GCDF, and if we manage to get even the kind of returns that we get from NGCDF, if we got that from other devolved funds, if we got even a fraction of the devolved, for example, when we were in Senate, we were insisting, because the law says so, we're insisting that 40% of the money for devolution should go to development. But counties now cannot even reach 10% because they have inflated the human, because of experience of politics. So the wage bill has been increased. So if I come, I hire people. If I another one, I hire people. But the way NGCDF is so strict in terms of wage bill, almost 97% of the money go to development, it makes a difference. I am making a case on behalf of my ministry that even as we praise and appreciate NGCDF, let's work together on the security part. I know the schools have been built. We are almost at a level where we can say, yes, fairly built. But administrative units, which are extremely important, the chief's office, police station, we should. If you are talking about affirmative action in Trans Nzoia, because you have not gone to Tana River. You go to Tana River, the headquarters of Tana River, the county commissioner is living in some kind of a shanty there at the corner. That is his office. You know, as a committee, you need to go there. And you ask yourself, you know, if there is no definition of marginalization, that is outright marginalization. So we need to work on it. And because as a ministry, we are struggling with development funds in different places, if we can get cases of NGCDF supporting us, even if it is 50-50, then we can see the budget that is appropriated here. We can share 50-50, say, if it is 25 million to build a good police station, we can contribute 10, like that. Then the country can be better. And some constituencies are doing that, and they're doing very well. Some have not even attempted a single police station, Mr. Chairman.
Chair, could we kindly request the minister to make his support for NGCDF official?
It has always been official. It's on record. It has been on record from when I was a senator. No, even when it was when you used to have a fight between governors and I mean counties and constituencies. I'm on record, even as majority leader in the Senate, that we must separate our political competition and the place of the resource of NGCDF. And the facts speak for themselves. I know where Rosa is going, but I won't change my position. It's very firm. It's very, very official. Affirmative action on infrastructure, village elders. On the village elders issue, we are very clear. The policy we are working on is to define what's a village. Then from there, we see what kind of support we'll give to the village elders. Because there are people volunteering now as village elders. Wait until it is said they will get some ex gratia or some support, then suddenly there will be mushrooming of villages.
Yes.
You know, that now, oh yeah, now we are 5 villages. So we want first to work on the policy on where is a village and how do you define a village. In Nairobi, what's a village? In a rural area, what's a village? And who is a village elder?
Yes.
You must also remember, Mr. Chair, that there's an overlapping responsibilities here. You have a village elder, but even in the County Government Act, we have the village council.
Yes.
That is run by county governments. And the only county that has operationalized a village council is Samburu. And some other counties, and I think Kajiado is trying to do so, Narok is trying to do so. They must also be very careful not to inflate also the wage bill. But at the same time, how will these then village councils operate with a village elder that is working with the... We want to harmonize all that in the policy itself so that we don't have duplication. And eventually then we can amend the law to align the village together. And then I totally agree with Honorable Ambassador Sigei on the police. The police are doing a lot. The problem, they are only in public when they are responding to criticism. You know, the National Police Service, in terms of its communication, is only when they are being criticized that somebody has been abducted, somebody is missing, somebody is whatever. But on a daily basis, on a day-to-day basis. For example, I've said this because I saw the other day some newspaper writing about our security, and it's extremely embarrassing that you know, a nationally circulated newspaper would, in a disparaging manner, speak about our security sector, including there is no country in the world, that its opposition or its newspapers will be discussing the strength or lack of its police. For example, even when ODM was in opposition, I never heard former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, for example, just hold on, yeah. As an opposition party for the many years, even then, I never saw the former Prime Minister go somewhere and stand in a place and say, in Kenya, we don't have enough this and that to fight this kind of crime. Nobody does that. Because there is a difference between politics and national interest. So you can't wake up one day and say, oh, Kenya does not have number of helicopters or doesn't have doesn't have guns, doesn't have bullets or whatever the kind of thing. And I don't know who will teach these newspapers to understand the difference between national security and personal petty fights about this politician and that one because this is the honor of this place and that place. So we just need to be very, very... So our police officers, and I am saying this in the context of fighting terrorism, from the day we have been from the onset of Al-Shabaab, they have never stopped trying to come to our country. Yet our security people have never stopped defending this country. So the peace we have is not for the absence of the threat. It is because of the daily effort of our police officers, which includes the NPR, but also the daily effort of citizens who live in frontier counties. When I went to Todonyang, Mr. Chair, we depend on the NPR in Todonyang to protect our country because it is the citizens in that corner that are doing a very good job. Kibish, yes. You go to Mandera, you go to Marsabit, you go to Tana River, you go to Lamu, you go to West Pokot. Most parts of the border areas which are security prone, the citizens, the NPR, and the police are working together to secure our country. But because there was one incident here over Ramadan, another incident over Christmas, another incident over there, somebody blows up and says that this country is Tatars and so forth. Yet every day, the security are protecting this country. So the point you've made, PCCK, we take it seriously, and when we go back, we will communicate National Police Service to re-engineer their communication. If they have done certain investigation, like some of the things we are reading here, I think every so often, either the DCI himself as DCI in the world, When there are serious investigations that are going on in the US, for example, the FBI will come, the director of FBI himself will come and read, we have been following this investigation, this one, or CIA, we have been doing this and this. So I think at some point the DCI should himself in person. And then the IG, every so often, maybe 4 times a year, update the country on certain issues. And then now the daily or weekly communication from their spokesperson. This kind of proactive communication will make people aware of the things the security sector is doing every day to avert any disaster in our country and any other problems in the nation. I totally agree, and we are doing a tour all over the country. Having done the coast region, we'll continue with the other regions. But I have learned from these tours that it's not a tourism kind of thing. We've been able to go there, solve instantly certain problems that should be solved instantly. For example, we were in Kilifi and we found 4 police officers who have been manning a police station for the longest, yeah, and they are drunk, completely, addicted. And immediately, by virtue of just being there, we took them to rehabilitation camp so that they can be attended to, because the community was saying these people are sick. They have been like this for 2 years and so forth. They are the only ones manning this police station. So sometimes it's not enough to operate from here in the city. Certain opportunities being there. You see with your own eyes also some infrastructure. When we are talking about affirmative action, you can see this one requires a police station, this one requires whatever. And this, and also the policies themselves. To be able to meet a police officer who has been in Tana River for 15 years in one operational area, and he comes from somewhere in Kisumu. You feel, by feeling and seeing them, you look at these things differently, and we look forward to doing so across the country, and perhaps re-energize our officers in terms of the service they are giving, but also change as much as we can as a team from the ministry on the issues of security. I think I leave it at that, Mr. Chair, and if it pleases you, perhaps because we have another meeting, we request that we come towards an end of this conversation.
Chair, can I say a word?
Yes.
Protas and Buyu, and of course the CS that earlier even indicated that you'll be having another meeting. You know, initially we have got about 11 questions, but you had exhausted at least the question whose members appeared. And I want to direct at this, for the rest of the question, we can able to have them, because already written responses, the table for records, the documents of the House. And there were 2 or 3. I think Mary talked that there was no sufficient time to have them responded to, which I did commit to the House. Okay, the screening.
Okay.
Then there is another one there from Tindi Mwale,
okay,
regarding disruption of the performance of Echoes of War. Okay. Play it by Butere Girls. And then there is another one by, who is this? By Honorable Doris Donya. This is about the statement regarding tragic death of Sylvia Kimunto. I think that those are the 3.
Okay. We'll work on it and reply.
So if we can get it by close of business or tomorrow, so that at least, because we table by Thursday, that will be more appreciated. And also CS, because we should be actually coming to an end. I think we had agreed also the list of administration units. I think the PS is here. He can able to have them to help you. We have them, and I will appreciate we segregate that those awaiting just AIE and issues of procedure for posting, we have them as a separate list. But those who unit which were gazetted but has got no budget whatsoever, and looking about mobilization of resources, we can have them, of course,